That is dense. Hello and welcome to Big Friendly Grub. I hope you are well. Now I'm having a little bit of a celebration on the channel today. The reason I'm celebrating, well, two reasons actually, is because one, I've hit 500 subscribers, which for me is pretty good. I feel like that's a nice number. It's not binging with babish levels by any means, but for something I started as a bit of fun and something to push me out of my comfort zone, I'm pretty pleased. I mean, 500 people wanting to kind of watch what I'm doing is kind of crazy to me because I have low self-esteem. Oh dear, a bit too real for the start of the video. Seriously, I'm really happy with that because you know, just the fact that 500 people want to watch me babble on and watch me make things is really cool. But hopefully I can keep growing the channel, get into like the 1,000 region. That would be amazing. But I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, having fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy what I'm doing. And the second reason I'm celebrating is because a couple of days ago I finished my 20th race for the year. I have been doing 20 races in 2020 in order to raise money for Mind the Mental Health charity. So I have been running 20 races, virtual races now due to the coronavirus pandemic. But I have run 20 races, 10 of them half marathons at least. And the rest have been like 10Ks or like long distance challenges, like doing 100 kilometers in a month and stuff like that. I have completed my challenge 4 months early, 4 months ahead of time, but I'm going to keep on going. But I'm really happy with that. I'm so chuffed because despite the crazy times, I have managed to hit my goal. And I've also managed to raise £1,100 or something like that for Mind, which is really good because I was hoping to hit 1,000 and I've actually gone over that. So I'm super happy. So I thought I would have a little bit of a celebration today by having one of my favourite things, a Reese's cup. Now I know what you're thinking, that's not particularly exciting. I know. I love these things. They are one of my favourite things, even though the chocolate's a bit naff. It's that American chocolate, which doesn't taste particularly good. But anything peanutty, I absolutely love. And these things are my kryptonite and I just adore them. And yeah, this is the Reese's Big Cup. But I don't feel it's going to be big enough for my needs. So I'm going to want to make a bigger one. That's where this comes in. Now this is going to be a big cup. Yeah, I am going to make a supersized big cup Reese's peanut butter cup. That's really hard to say, but that's what I'm going to be making. So I am going to get cracking. It shouldn't be too complicated. We don't need too many ingredients, but I'm going to get started because I really want to make this. I really want to eat this, and I just want to have a bit of fun on my 500 subscribers special. So first things first, I want to make our filling and get that ready to go. If you don't know what a Reese's peanut butter cup is, it's an American sweet, but you can get them quite easily over here, but they have all sorts of other varieties in the US. But this is the Reese's Big Cup, and it is filled basically with a peanut butter filling, kind of sweet, then wrapped in a kind of average chocolate, to be honest, but it's the filling that makes it super yummy. So I'm going to start off with 250 grams of unsalted butter, and I'm going to whisk this up until it's nice and smooth and creamy. So that's had about probably 1 or 2 minutes of whisking. You can see it's nice and light in colour and a lot smoother and creamier. That's how I want it. And then I'm going to add in 500 grams worth of icing sugar. So I'm basically making a buttercream base here. So I'm going to add in half of this because this makes a huge mess and it goes everywhere and it's a lot easier to incorporate. Start this off on the slowest speed because it will go everywhere. There's the first half, and now in the second half. Now I just want to thin this out a bit, so I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of milk and a little dash of vanilla extract for a little bit of extra flavour. Right, that's a lovely smooth and creamy buttercream, but we need peanut butter in our peanut butter filling, otherwise it's just not a Reese's peanut butter cup. So I'm going to add in a jar's worth of whole earth smooth organic peanut butter to start with, just to see if that's going to be enough. I've got another jar on standby in case I need more. And this is made with sustainable palm oil because I like to try and be nice to the planet. If it didn't say sustainable palm oil, then I wouldn't use it, or preferably no palm oil, but this is the only one I could get at short notice. So this is one I'm using. So I'm going to put in this whole jar, try and get this out. Then I'm going to beat this in and just see how this turns out. Might need some more. Now that looks nicely combined, it's a nice colour, but I'm just going to give it a quick taste to see if it's actually peanut buttery enough. That's a word. That is nice, but it needs more, I think, so I'm going to add in more peanut butter. So, do I go with half a jar or a whole jar? You know what, stuff it, I'm going with a whole jar. 2 jars of peanut butter. This is a celebration video after all. Then let's beat this in as well. Oh dear, look at that. That looks, that looks ridiculous. That is a lot of filling. Right, I'm just going to scrape around the edges, make sure I've got everything, and then I'm going to pop this to one side and we can get on without outer shell. Right, we're going to need a nice chocolatey shell, so to make that I've got a pan of simmering water here, and I'm going to pop over this a big bowl of chocolate chips. There's 1 kilo of semi-sweet chocolate chips, so they're about 60% cocoa, so kind of not quite milk chocolate but not quite really dark chocolate either, somewhere nicely in the middle. And I'm just going to leave these over the bain-marie, which is what this is now, and just let these slowly melt. You could potentially do this in the microwave as well, but with this quantity of chocolate I'd rather let it slowly do its thing over the bain-marie. So I'm just going to stand here and melt some chocolate, and I'll let you proceed to the next bit through the magic of time. So after about, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes, that has now melted nicely. So I can now start to create our shell for our Reese's peanut butter cup. This is going to be so good and so naughty. Right, I've got my extra large Tart Tin here. I can't remember the exact dimensions, but I'll put them up on the screen right now. And we need to get our chocolate into the base of this to create our outer shell. I've already had this in the freezer for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, just to help the chocolate set a bit quicker on the base, because it has got kind of like a loose bottom and I don't want the chocolate to potentially ooze out of it. So this is going to help the base set quicker. So I'm going to carefully start putting some of the chocolate into it. This bowl is hot, it's metal. Just going to pop some of this into the middle and spread it to the outer edges. It's going to be a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. I'm going to start spreading this out. Then I'm going to try and bring some chocolate up around the outer edge easily and evenly as I can to create that outer shell. Don't want it too thick because I want to be able to get through it, but I also don't want it too thin so that the filling spills out. Right, the edges are coated. Now I'm just smoothing everything out as best as I can. I can see some gaps in the bottom there, so I don't want those. Right, I'm pretty happy with that. That is nicely coated. So in order for this to set up as quickly as possible, I need to pop this into the freezer. Not sure for how long, shouldn't need too long, maybe about 10 to 15 minutes, and let that set up completely. Okay, so you've been like 5 minutes in the freezer, but that is solid. So that's really good. So I can now get my filling into this. So this is going to be fun. So I'm going to dollop some of this into the middle. Whoop. In we go. Let's start off with that amount and see how far we get with it. Let's pop some more in. Right, I think we're going to need all of this. So I think I'm going to have just about the right amount. So I've got my filling in, it's out to the edges, it's as even as I possibly can get it. So I'm going to pop this back into the freezer for a couple of minutes because I'm going to be putting some warm chocolate over this. And because this is a lot of butter, I don't want this to melt. So I'm just going to put this into the freezer for 2 or 3 minutes, just to help it firm up a little bit and give it a chance when the hot chocolate goes on the top. And then I can spread that out back in the freezer and then we'll be done. Right, after some time in the freezer for the filling to firm up, it's time to get over the rest of my chocolate. So over this goes. I'm going in with all of it. I hope I have enough to get over the top of this. And then over we go to the edges. That was just enough chocolate to coat that. So I'm going to get this back in the freezer, probably for again about 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. Let that top set up and then we can take it out, cut into it and give it a go and see how it is. I'm really looking forward to trying this. Oh, good grief, that's heavy.
Do you even lift?
Right, it is the moment of truth. This has had probably about 5-10 minutes in the freezer. So, has this worked? Will it come out of its shell? Case? Tin? It's a Tart Tin. For Christ's sake, Matt, get it right. So I'm going to pop a glass under here to help me get it out of the tin. Hopefully this will come out. Yes, that came away nicely. Oh, look at that. That is dense. That is really dense. That looks fantastic. That looks amazing. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Look at that. That is ridiculous. That is one supersized Reese's peanut butter cup. It has turned out really, really well. I'm really happy with that. Look how thick it is. It is dense. I just weighed this thing. It weighs about 2.5 kilos, which works out about roughly 5.5 pounds. It is a beast and it looks amazing. It's come out really, really well. Not only have I pimped up the size, but I've pimped up the chocolate as well, because the chocolate on this is like average at best. It's a bit of a naff milk chocolate. So I've gone for a nicer, darker chocolate and it looks amazing. It is thick. It is so, so thick and it's really heavy. So I'm going to put it down, cut into it, because that's the moment of truth. And I'm going to taste it because I can't wait to give it a go. Right, a hefty peanut butter cup requires a hefty knife. So I'm going to move that out of the way and I'm going to try and get right down into the middle of this. Where's roughly the middle? I think that's roughly the middle. And I'm going to cut down here, try and get through that. Oh, this is probably going to be too big a bit for me because it's going to be rich AF. But it's a celebration, so let's roll with it. So down through there as well. Lift this away. Oh, look at that. That looks lovely. Got some lovely filling there. A really nice amount of filling actually. Oh, that looks amazing. Let's have a closer look there. That looks splendid. That's going to be super, super naughty. So enough talking. Let's give it a go. It's the moment of truth. I don't know why I'm balancing this on my shoulder like this, but it's right here in front of me now. So I'm just going to have to give this a taste. Oh, hello. Cheers. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh. That is so good. That is so, so, so good. That tastes amazing. That tastes really close to this, but with better chocolate. Oh, that is naughty. Oh, that is rich as well. You get like the salty peanut butter filling, but with some sweetness. And then you get that really lovely, rich dark chocolate afterwards. That is nice. That is so nice. I'm gonna put this down now. That is so, so nice. That is so good. It tastes so close. That filling tastes really, really close to the Reese's one. That is something worthy of a 500 subscriber celebration, and also like running 20 races this year as well. God, I'm gonna need to run a heck of a lot to work off this, but it's worth it. Really, really worth it. Whoa. Oh man. So that was our 500 subscriber supersized Reese's peanut butter cup special. I have no idea how many calories are going to be in that thing, but if I work it out, then I'll pop it up on the screen, because that is going to be a lot of calories. So I'm going to have to run a heck of a lot this week to try and work that off, because it's only me here and there's really no one around to share it with at the moment. But on this occasion, I don't mind so much, because that's really tasty. And that's actually really quite easy to do. There's no baking involved. There's just a bit of time putting it into the freezer every now and again just to let the chocolate set. And it's really not that hard at all. It's probably taken me less than a couple of hours. And that was mostly waiting time. So why not give it a go? If you love peanut butter cups like I do, then it's definitely worth a try. Or you could do it for someone's birthday, something like that. It'll be a huge hit, I'm telling you. So that's it from me. That's it from Big Friendly Grub for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to find out when new things are coming along. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time on Big Friendly Grub. Take care. Bye. So if you don't know what a Reese is, so first things first, I'm going to want to do our filling, get that ready, get it go. So first things first, I want to make our filling, make it, oh my God. So first things first, I want to make our filling. That's going to be a lovely, oh my God. Get it right, Matthew.